Hey Carl, I want to wish you happy birthday. And the party is going to be on the grounds of your school. So um, I'm making a little video from the point of view, I guess, of the virtual reality mother. I don't like virtual reality mothering, but it's better than nothing. Um, so, in my typical way, I think, um, I'd like to talk about how the family as a whole, uh, I'm the weaver of the family, hopefully, weaving it together, um, is behind you, and spiritually, they hold you in the light and they pray for you. And so I wanted to do my other thing that I do is photographs. So this is, of course, Grandpa and Grandma, the kind of great spirit who triggers our sense of social justice, um, is perhaps the one we might think about the most. And he's with you in spirit and in truth. And Bertha and Felix are with you, and they love you and care about you and hold you in the light. And Phillipses, Mary and Jack and Craig are with you and care about you and hold you in the light. Sarah and Jack love you, care about you, and care about your school and hope it does really well. You can flourish. And Samara loves you and cares and wants the school to function and for you to be able to educate those children. And Rachel and Crispin and Curtis and Vaughn are all with you and with your school. And Erica and Josh care about you and your school and want it to be successful. And your priest and Emily and Matt and the church. I'm sure that they're very, very happy you're doing this inner city work, helping the minorities get a foot in the society. It's really great. And Fatima, of course, loves you and cares about you and hopes everything works out for you in the school. And Emiliano is plugging for you and he cares about you and he wants you to be able to educate children. He understands it better than anybody. And Helen and Melissa, of course, want you to succeed and are plugging for you and really hope for the best for your school, and they'll support you day in and day out. So I wanted to read from Martin Luther King's letter from a Birmingham jail because I teach it every year, so I remember this. Otherwise, I don't have such a good memory. And it was written in 1963, which is interesting because my father was 41, not that many years different from you. And he was in jail for parading without a permit because they wouldn't give him a permit, so he paraded anyway. And what it tells is, yeah, some things really have changed. You forget how bad they used to be when my father was your age. On the other hand, we have a new wave of issues. The problems are different and similar. Similarity and difference. So you can think about that. That's interesting. But the thing that draws me to this quote is when I had children, and this is true of everyone, mothers and fathers, when you have your child, you have two reactions. You can say, okay, winner takes all. This is my kid. My kid's going to get whatever my kid wants. My kid's going to be successful. And I'm going to do anything I can to get my kid at the top of the heap. Or you can say, every mother and father loves their child as much as I do. Every mother and father suffers if they see their child being spoken ill against for no reason, discriminated against, oppressed. And that's, of course, what I thought. And I know the Twin Cities have a lot of problems, but I felt like the community that we were functioning in had enough people who cared enough to push forward. And so this quote from Martin Luther King is about him having to watch his children as they were discriminated against and how it broke his heart. And that's what your school is trying to prevent, these kinds of horrible experiences. Okay, he says, we have waited for more than 340 years for our constitutional and God-given rights. The nations of Asia and Africa are moving with jet-like speed toward gaining political independence, but we still creep at horse and buggy pace toward gaining a cup of coffee at a lunch counter. Perhaps it is easy for those who have never felt the stinging dark of segregation to say, wait. But when you've seen vicious mobs lynch your mothers and fathers at will and drown your sisters and brothers at whim, when you've seen hate-filled policemen curse, kick, and even kill your black brothers and sisters, when you see the vast majority of your 20 million Negro brothers smothering in an airtight cage of poverty in the midst of an affluent society, when you suddenly find your tongue twisted and your speech stammering as you seek to explain to your 6-year-old daughter why she can't go to the public amusement park that has just been advertised on television, and see tears welling up in her eyes when she's told that Funtown is closed to colored children, and see ominous clouds of inferiority beginning to form in her little mental sky, and see her beginning to distort her personality by developing an unconscious bitterness toward white people. When you have to concoct an answer for a 5-year-old son who's asking, Daddy, why do white people treat colored people so mean? So, you have a 5-year-old, and I hope that your 5-year-old never says that. But if he sees it, he'll say it. The nice thing about kids, they don't know they aren't supposed to say it. And so, of course, we're all with you. We all love you. We hold you in the light. But, it's not about you. It's about your school. So I don't mean to make it focus just on you. It's the school. It's getting the kids educated. It's so they don't have those kinds of experiences, because all it does is create problems forever, for the rest of their lives, for their children's lives. What purpose does it serve? Nothing. So I know that if you can succeed, the seeds you plant will have a positive effect forever. It's just sending something, making the world better for posterity. I appreciate that, and I appreciate everybody who's contributing to that. Thank you.